Okay. Chapter 6, Canto 2, Purusha Sukta, confirmed. Brahmovacha Vacham Vahe Mukham Kshitram Chandasam Saptadhatavah Havya Kavya Mrutananam Jiva Sarvarasasya Cha Brahmovacha Vacham Bahirmukham Kshetram Chandasam Saptaghatavah Havya Kavya Mrutananam Jiva Sarvarasasya Cha. So Brahmaji says Vacham, the voice. Then Vaher, Vahaner, Vahaner. Vahaner means fire. Mukham, the mouth. Kshetram, the generating center. Then Chandasam, the Vedic hymns, Gayatri, Saptaha, 7, Dhataraha, skin and 6 other layers. Havya Kavya, offerings for the demigods and the forefathers. Amrita, food for human beings. Then Annanam, all types of foodstuffs. Jiva, the tongue. Sarva, all. Rasasya cha, of all delicacies, cha also. The translation. Lord Brahma said the mouth of the Virat Purusha, the universal form of the Lord, is a generating center of the voice, and the controlling deity is fire. His skin and 6 other layers are the generating centers of the Vedic hymns. His tongue is the productive center of different foodstuffs, delicacies for offering to the demigods, the forefathers, the general mass of people. So Lord showed his Virata Rupa to Arjuna. He showed that how the fire comes out of his mouth, how the different sounds, voice comes out of him. The controlling deity is fire. So in this way, even the Virata Rupa also Krishna showed. That was a temporary form. Krishna has a wonderful form. Anyhow, all the universes lie in Krishna. Whatever we are seeing, sound, how this sound, fire, everything emanates from Krishna only. The subtle elements also appear from Krishna. Sound vibration appears from Krishna. Now, Krishna's skin and 6 other layers. From there, Vedic hymns come. It is said when Krishna breathes, Vedas emanate. So from the skin, Vedas emanate. Tongue is the productive center of different foodstuffs and delicacies for offering to the demigods, forefathers, and general mass of people. So Brahmaji is speaking. Brahmaji says, in this way, everything emanates from Krishna. So the opulences of the universal form has been described in this verse. Okay. So Aruna, you read.
Hare Krishna. Chapter 6, Text 1. Brahmovacha Vacham Vanirmukam Kshetram Chandasam Saptadatavah Havya Kavyamritananam Jiva Sarvarasasya Cha. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The opulences of the universal form of the Lord are described herein. It is said that his mouth is the generating center of all kinds of voices.
Just wait. Krishna Priya Mataji, you delete yourself. You are in the next batch now.
Okay, Mataji. Sorry.
Yeah.
It is said that his mouth is the generating center of all kinds of voices, and its controlling deity is the fire demigod, and his skin and other 6 layers of bodily construction are the representative generating centers of the 7 kinds of Vedic hymns like the Gayatri. Gayatri is the beginning of all Vedic mantras and it is explained in the first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. Since the generating centers are the different parts of the universal form of the Lord, and since the form of the Lord is transcendental to the material creation, understood the voice, the tongue, the skin, etc., suggest that the Lord in his transcendental form is not without them. The material voice or the energy of talking, energy of taking in foodstuff is generated originally from the Lord. Such actions are but perverted reflections of the original reservoirs. The transcendental situation is not without spiritual variegatedness. In the spiritual world, all the perverted forms of material variegatedness are fully represented in the original spiritual identity. The only difference is that material activities are contaminated by the 3 modes of material nature, whereas the potencies in the spiritual world are all pure because they are engaged in the unalloyed, transcendental, loving service of the Lord. In the spiritual world, the Lord is the sublime enjoyer of everything, and the living entities are all engaged in his transcendental loving service without any contamination of the modes of material nature. The activities in the spiritual world are without any of the inebrities of the material world, but there is no question of impersonal voidness in the spiritual platform as suggested by the impersonalists. Devotional service is defined in the Narada Pancharatna as follows. Sarvopadivinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Originally, since all the senses are produced of the Lord's reservoir of senses, the sensual activities of the material world are to be purified by the process of devotional service, and thus the perfection of life can be attained simply by purifying the present position of our material activities. And the purifying process begins from the stage of being liberated from the conception of different designations. Every living entity is engaged in some sort of service, either for the self or for the family or for the society, country, etc. But unfortunately, all such services are rendered due to material attachment. The attachment of the material affinity may be simply changed to the service of the Lord, and thus the treatment of being freed from the material attachment begins automatically. The process of liberation is therefore easier through devotional service than by any other methods. For in the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is said that one is subjected to various kinds of tribulations if one is impersonally attached. Kleshodikastaras tesham avyakta sakta chetasam. Hare Krishna.
In this chapter, speech and other elements, how they arise from the universal form, the limbs and the 3/4, all these things have been given. How the speech comes from Lord's limbs. So from the Lord only Maya Shakti also arises. So that has been given. So we saw that how earth, water, fire, air, ether, the false ego, the Mat Tattva, the total material elements, everything is expansion of Krishna's Purusha incarnation. Then mind, sense objects. Last chapter we saw all these things, everything how it emanates. So the speech has been spoken, speech of the universal form and the individual living beings. And their organs of speaking, the presiding deity of the voice, namely fire, arose from the mouth of the Lord. The presiding deity of the speech is fire. So in this way, how it emanates from the mouth of Krishna. Kshetra means the place of origin. So speech and fire arise from the material ahankara. Though it arises from the material ahankara, initially it arises from the mouth and other parts of the Lord. That is why they are known as the vibhutis of the Lord. In this way, various explanations have been given. And the seven dhatus of the Lord, such as skin, being the place of origination, became the 7 meters. The place of origination, that is the skin. So from skin, all the Vedic hymns have come. And then Krishna's tongue. So that Krishna's tongue is the place where all the footsteps have come. So all these things have been spoken. The universal form is described more elaborately here. Description of the universal form. And this universal form now taking the form of vibhutis. Vibhutis means various expansions. Okay. Sarvasunam cha vayuscha tannase paramayane Ashvinorodhinam cha ghrano moda pramodayoho sarvasunam cha vayoscha. So asuna means different kinds of life air. You have 5 important air: prana, pana, vyana, samana, udana. So all these important air, 5 kinds of air, life air, vayoho, that emanate from the Purusha Ayanehe, that is from the nose of Lord, transcendental generating center, Purusha Ayanehe. Then Ashvinaha, is Ashwini Kumar, the demigods. Then Ashadhinam. Ashadhinam means the medical herbs. Granam, the smelling power. Modaha, pleasure. Pramodaha, specific sport. So his smelling power generates the Ashwini Kumar. So who is Ashwini Kumar? The celestial doctors. They are Ashwini Kumars. All the medicinal herbs come from his nose. His breathing energies produce different kinds of fragrance. Everything emanates from Krishna. So now, technically, one has been spoken. Air comes from his nostrils. Medicines come from his breathing. The smelling power. Now, from the nostril, air has come. His smelling power. Now, just see. From the nose, what has come? Air. Smelling power. From the smelling power, aushadhas come. Fragrance come. That is why in the temple, one of the Pancharatra system is you offer some, you have that fragrance, you have that scent, you apply to Lord, you show to Lord, then apply in this. And
Ittar. We call ittar.
Ittar. It should be very pure. That is offered to Lord. Because when that is aushadhi actually. That is why ittar should not be chemical, it should be aushadhi type. So all these things anyhow. Because of this, Krishna is very happy. When Krishna breathes, the fragrance comes. Okay. Difficult to understand, but this is the truth. Okay. Raksha Mataji read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Shloka 2. Sarvasunam cha vayoscha tannase paramayane Ashvino roshadhinam cha grano moda pramodayo. Translation. His 2 nostrils are the generating center of our breathing and of all other airs. His Smelling powers generates the Ashwini Kumar, demigods, and all kind of medicinal herbs. And his breathing energies produce different kinds of fragrance. हरे कृष्ण माता जी.
Now
परपट
notes
नहीं है.
became नहीं परपट नहीं ऊपर नहीं ज्यादा बोल रहे तो हमें भी नहीं बोलना. माउथ बोल दिए हैं, स्किन बोल दिया है, नाउ नोज बोल दिए हैं, and then fragrance. Now let us see next one. रूपाणाम तेजसाम चक्षुर दिवा सूर्यस्य चाक्षिणी कर्णौ दिशां च तीर्थाणां श्रोत्रम् आकाश शब्दयोः. Rupanam, all kinds of forms, whatever we see in this world appears from his eyes. Wow. Eyes are the generating center of all kinds of forms. And they glitter and illuminate. His eyeballs, no, Suryasya, Divaha Suryasya, whatever glitters, that glittering of the sun comes from his eyes. That is why you compare the sun to be his eye. Okay? Cha Akshenihi, the eyeballs. And then eyeballs, like his eyeballs are like the sun. Okay? And then Karnahu Disham Cha Tirthana. So his ears hear from all sides. What they hear? Tirthana. All the receptacles for all the Vedas. So his ears are hearing, he's hearing from all the sides. And then his sense of hearing has been compared. Shatrum, the sense of hearing. Shrotrum. Akashaha Shabdayaha. The sense of hearing is the generating center of the sky and of all kinds of sound. Chakshushu refers to Krishna's seeing organ. Akshinihi refers to eyeballs. Karno refers to the place of hearing. Shrotram refers to hearing organ. You see, eye is given and then eyeball is given. One is Chakshu means seeing. Akshini means eyeball. Eyeball sees. The same way, Karnaha, Shrotru. So for one thing has been given. So from the seeing organ, what has come? Seeing senses, you can say seeing organ, form has come. From the eyeball, sun deity has come. From the sense of seeing. Then hearing, Devat, from the place of hearing. From the place of hearing, what has come? Karno, what has come? Arose the direction devatas. Direction devatas. We have 10 directions. For every direction, there is devata. This is an Ishana. What is Ishana? That is northern side. For every direction, there is a devata. So from place of hearing, devatas have come. Sense organ of hearing in the universal form. And from his organ of hearing, either ether and sound has come. From his hearing organ. Okay. So in this way, the sound has come, the directions have come, direction devatas have come, the illuminating deities have come, and form has arose. Okay, continue. Raksha Mataji, read.
Yes, Mataji. रूपाणां तेजसा चक्षु दिवसूर्यस्य चाक्षिणी कर्णो दिशां च तीर्थानां श्रोत्रम् आकाश शब्दयो. Purport by Srila Prabhupada की जय हो. नहीं, translation, sorry. His eyes are the generating centers of all kind of forms and their glitter and illuminate. His eyeballs are like the sun and the heavenly planets. His ears hear from all sides and are receptacles for all the Vedas. And his senses of hearing is the generating center of the sky and of all kinds of sound. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. The word Tirthanam is sometimes interpreted to mean the places of pilgrimage, but Srila Jiva Goswami says that it means the reception of the Vedic transcendental knowledge. The propounders of the Vedic knowledge are also known as the Tirthas. Hare Krishna.
So when we chant mantras, who is hearing? Krishna is hearing.
Yeah.
He hears from all the sides. That is why mantras not only pleases our mind, pleases Krishna's ears. See, his ears hear from all the sides and they are receptive to all the Vedas, hearing. And that is how it generates various kinds of sound. Every sound need not be pleasing. So which are the sound which is pleasing? That is Vedic mantras. That is why in the morning hours in every temple, according to Pancharatra, one has to chant, one has to sing, one has to chant. Why it is said? One has to sing very sweetly because Krishna loves sweet music. Sound emanates from Krishna. All kinds of sound emanate. But there are sounds which gives anxiety. There are sounds which give pleasure. So all sounds emanate from Krishna, and this is Maya Shakti. And in this Maya Shakti, some sounds agitate people, and because of that, they are drowned. And some sounds mantrayatehe mantraha. Mantrayate mantra. Okay? So you have to understand very carefully why it is emphasized from the childhood, teach Vedic mantras. Why is it said? Only for this reason. It not only pleases our mind, mantrayatehe mantraha, it also pleases Krishna. Okay, next. Tadgatram vastu saranam saumgasya saubhagasya cha bhajanam tvagasya sparshavayuscha sarvamedhasya chaivahi. Now, Gatram means bodily surface. Vastu saranam, active principles of the articles. Then Saubhagasya, all the auspicious opportunities. Bhajanam, the field of production. Tvak, skin. Asya, his. Sparsha, touch. Vayoho, of the moving airs. Cha also serve all kinds of medhasya, of sacrifice. Cha also eva, certainly, he, exactly. Now, the bodily surface, that is the ground for all the activities. And then all kinds of auspicious opportunities, his bodily surface. Then his skin is the generating center for all kinds of touch. His skin. So skin is related to air, isn't it? When you say air, immediately when you say air, that is a gross material element for air. What is the knowledge gaining senses? It is skin. So Krishna's skin is the generating center for all kinds of touch. Skin means touch. Then it is a place for performing all kinds of sacrifice. If you see the 24 elements, you have gross elements, you have sense objects, you have knowledge gaining senses. All three have been spoken and all three emanate from his body only. The touch appears, the air appears, then the skin appears. And if you see the bodily surface, all the activities appear, all the auspicious opportunities appear, has been given. Okay, Sanjay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tadgatram vastu saranam saubhagasya che bhajanam tvagasya sparsha vayuscha sarvamedhasya chevihi. His bodily surface is the breeding ground for the active principles of everything and for all kinds of auspicious opportunities. His skin, like the moving air, is the generating center for all kinds of sense of touch and is the place for performing all kinds of sacrifice. Purport. The air is the moving agent of all the planets, and as such, the generating centers for promotion to the deserving planets. The sacrifices are his bodily surface and are naturally the origin of all auspicious opportunities. Hare Krishna.
रोमाणि जातीनां रोमाणि उद्भिजजातीनां यैर्वा यज्ञस्तु संवृतः केशश्मश्रु नखानस्य शिललोहाभ्र विद्युतां. So Romani means hairs. Udbija jatinam. So vegetables. The hairs of his body are the cause of the vegetables. So when we eat vegetables, are we remembering hairs of Krishna? So by this universal form, actually those who are not worshipping Krishna directly, how to remember Krishna? By seeing everything. When you see sun, immediately you should remember eyeball of Krishna. How to remember Krishna? Universal form is an indirect way of remembering Krishna and very difficult way also of remembering Krishna. So when you are seeing the vegetation, immediately one should remember the hairs of Krishna. Then trees, especially the trees has been given. Yahi va yagyahi tu. So in this way, trees are required for the sacrifices. So when in the sacrifices, the sticks, the small wood is put, immediately one should understand these represent the hairs of Krishna. Then these hairs on his body now. Now hairs on his head, keshaha shmashru. The hairs on his body and hairs on his face. They represent the clouds that has been given. They represent the clouds. Abhra. And then nails. Nails represent the electricity, stones and iron ores. Shilaha, loha, vidyutam. Vidyutam means electricity. That's why there is one nice stotra, Nakastuti. Nakastuti of Narsimha, Lord Narsimha. Very beautiful Nakastuti, where it is clearly said, when Hiranyakashipu just saw the nails, by nails Krishna killed many of them. So Nakastuti describes, Madhvacharya, when he is writing at the time, Madhvacharya gives this, the chant Nakastuti. There is an Acharya, Trivikramacharya, Panditacharya, when Acharya is there. When he saw Madhvacharya worshipping the deities, so Madhvacharya used to chant Dwadasha Stotra. And all the devotees outside also used to chant. Once the whole 12 Dwadasha Stotra is over, then the pat used to be open. This time 2 times, 3 times they are chanting 12 Dwadasha Stotras, but still this is not open. So immediately what happens? One of his devotee, he just peeps inside. What is there? What is exactly happening? At the time he sees Madhvacharya's 3 form. Bhima serving Krishna. Then Bhima serving Krishna. Hanuman serving Prabhu Ram. Hanuman serving Prabhu Ram. Bhima serving Krishna. Madhva serving Vyasa. When he saw this, he immediately started glorifying Madhvacharya. So Madhva Vijaya is started glorifying. At that time, Madhvacharya says, before glorifying me, first glorify Krishna's energy, Krishna's Shakti. So that is how Nakastuti, Pantastvan, it comes. Nakastuti, if you put Nakastuti, how Krishna's nails, they emanate all the electricity. And seeing that Hiranyakashipu's soldiers died just by seeing the nails and stones and iron ores they are representing. So anyhow, so clouds are his hairs on his head and face. So when you see the cloud, you should remember. But anyhow, devotees, what they'll remember? They'll only remember the sweet, wonderful form of Radha Govinji. So this has been given. Okay, Vrinda, Nila Mataji can read.
Mataji, one good, wonderful name, Ambuvahan. I always remember Ambuvahan, rainy
Ambuvahan.
cloud.
Yes, Ambuvahan. Read. Ambu means water. So clouds are also known as Ambuvahan. Okay. Okay. Nila Mataji, can you read? You're traveling. Haribol. And voice is not going to her. Bindu, can you read? Bindu Mataji,
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am traveling. Mataji.
you are also traveling. All are traveling. Okay, Sanjay Prabhu, you only continue.
रोमाणि उद्भिज जातीनां यैर्वा यज्ञस्य तु संभृत केशश्मश्रु नखान्यस्य शिलालोहाभ्रविद्युताम्. The hairs on his body are the cause of all vegetation, particularly of those trees which are required as ingredients for sacrifice. The hairs on his head and face are reservoirs for the clouds, and his nails are the breeding ground of electricity, stones, and iron ores. Purport: the polished nails of the Lord generate electricity, and the clouds rest on the hairs of his head. One can therefore collect all sorts of necessities of life from the person of the Lord, and therefore the Vedas affirm that everything that is produced is caused by the Lord. The Lord is the supreme cause of all causes. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So everything emanates from Lord. Then, Bahavo Lokapalanam Prayasha Kshema Karmanam Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. The Kshema has come. Bahava. The arms are the protective fields. Lokapalanam. Lokapalana means the governing deities of the planets, the demigods. Prayashaha, almost always, Kshema Karmanam, the leaders and the protectors of the general mass. So, one second. So from the arms who appear, Lokapalas appear, those who are protecting the people. The simple translation goes like this. Prabhupada writes, protective field for the great demigods and other leaders to protect the people in general. So demigods appear from his arms, and what they do productive activity for the maintenance of people. So in this way, it's a nice verse which is put by Srila Prabhupada, Yadyad Vibhuti Mat Sattva from Bhagavad Gita. So this is corroborated with this Bhagavad Gita verse, Srimad Urjitam Evava Tattadeva Avagachatvam Abatejansa Sambhava. So Athava Bahumatenaha Kim Gyatenaha Tavarjuna Vishtabhyaham Idam Krishnam Ekamsena Sthito Jagat. Just by my one amsha, this whole universe is maintained. Whatever vibhutis you are seeing, vibhutis means something which is special. Somebody is very intelligent. That is vibhuti. This vibhuti of Krishna is Krishna's energy. Srimad Urjitam Evava. That is Krishna's energy. Like you have powerful leader, powerful king. Prabhupada writes, great scholars, scientists, artists, engineers, inventors, excavators, archaeologists, industrialists, politicians, economists, business magnates, powerful, many powerful deities, demigods. So all they appear from where? From Krishna. Srimad Urjitam Evava, Krishna's energy appear in different ways. That is why when devotees see something very excellent, somebody having something special power, he should never envy. Instead, what he should see? He should see Krishna's energy. Then he can be peaceful. And Ekamshena stito jagat. This is a very most important. Vishtabhyaham idam krishnam ekamshena jagat stito jagat. Just by my one amsha, everything is stito jagat. The whole universe rests. Okay. Aruna, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 6. Bahavo lokapalanam prayascha shema karmanam. Translation. The Lord's arms are the protective fields for the great demigods and the other leaders of the living entities who protect the general mass. Purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This important verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is corroborated and nicely explained in the Bhagavad Gita 10.41-42 as follows. Yadyad vibhuti mat sattvam shrimat urjitameva va tatat devavagachatvam mama tejom shvasambhavam athava bahunaitena kim gyatena tavarjuna vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekamsena stito jagat. There are many powerful kings, leaders, learned scholars, scientists, artists, engineers, inventors, excavators, archaeologists, industrialists, politicians, economists, business magnates, and many more powerful deities or demigods like Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Surya, Varuna, and Marut, who are all protecting the interest of the universal affairs of maintenance in different positions, and all of them are different powerful parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. The
How they are
Supreme
getting the
Lord
energy from Krishna
is
only,
the
they are
father-
getting the energy. Yeah, read.
The Supreme Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna, is the father of all living entities who are placed in different high and low positions according to their desires or aspirations. Some of them, as particularly mentioned above, are specifically endowed with powers by the will of the Lord. A sane person must know for certain that a living being, however powerful he may be, is neither absolute nor independent. All living beings must accept the origin of their specific power as mentioned in this verse. And if they act accordingly, then simply by discharging their respective occupational duties, they can achieve the highest perfection of life, namely eternal life, complete knowledge, and inexhaustible blessings. As long as the powerful men of the world do not accept the origin of their respective, the actions of Maya illusion will continue to act. The actions of Maya are such that a powerful person, misled by the illusory material energy, wrongly accepts himself as all
Okay.
in all and does not develop God consciousness.
Okay, one minute. So the actions of Maya are such that a powerful person, misled by illusory energy, wrongly accepts himself as all in all. He doesn't develop Krishna consciousness. So this has been given here. So a sane person, what he knows that everything is belonging to Krishna. Nothing is independent. Everything belongs to Krishna. So from here, Sanjay Prabhu read. Because others all are traveling. Bindu is traveling, Gyandeep is traveling. Yeah, read.
I just read one line, Mataji. The actions
Yeah,
of
from
Maya.
there. Yeah.
The actions of Maya are such that a powerful person, misled by the illusory material energy, wrongly accepts himself as all in all and does not develop God consciousness. As such, the false sense of egoism, namely myself and mine, has become overly prominent in the world, and there is a hard struggle for existence in human society. The intelligent class of men, therefore, must admit the Lord as the ultimate source of all energies and thus pay tribute to the Lord for his good blessings. Simply by accepting the Lord as the supreme proprietor of everything, since he is actually so, one can achieve the highest perfection of life. Whatever a person may be in the estimation of the social order of things, if a person tries to reciprocate a feeling of love towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is satisfied with the blessings of the Lord, he will at once feel the highest peace of mind for which he is hankering life after life. Peace of mind, or in other words, the healthy state of mind, can be achieved only when the mind is situated in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The parts and parcel of the Lord are endowed with specific powers for rendering service unto the Lord, just as a big business magnate's son are empowered with specific powers of administration. The obedient son of the Father never goes against the will of the Father, and therefore passes life very peacefully in concurrence with the head of the family, the Father. Similarly, the Lord being the Father, all living beings should fully and satisfactorily discharge the duty and will of the Father as faithful sons. This very mentality will at once bring peace and prosperity to human society. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So this is going to bring peace and prosperity to the society. The moment we see somebody's opulences, somebody is very opulent, immediately we see Krishna's hand in that, Krishna's power in that, then one can be very peaceful. Then that is why it is said, there will be peace and prosperity everywhere. Just we have to discharge our duties. Okay, and last verse for today. Vikramo bhuvas swascha kshemasya sharanasya cha sarva kama varasya varasyapi haresh charana aspadam vikramaha bhuvah swascha. So lower and upper planets. Vikramha means forward steps. Swaha as well as heaven. Cha shemasya for the protection. So the forward steps of the Lord are the shelter of upper, lower and heavenly planets. Sharanasya. So this gives fearlessness. Chaha sarvakamaha varasya gives benediction also. Api hare charana aspadam. So whoever has taken the shelter of Krishna, he remains fearless. So the forward steps of Krishna, they are the shelter of the upper, lower and heavenly planets. Now don't start thinking the last time we studied that lower planetary systems are situated in his, from down the waist. Isn't it? We saw that from down Patala. Patala is the lowest one. And how then Krishna, when he puts the steps forward, all the upper, lower, heavenly planets all are there. When he puts the left forward, all his body also goes now. There is not only the legs which goes, it's also the body which goes. Even the upper portion also goes. Okay? The upper planetary system, the lower planetary system, heavenly planetary system, they are the shelter. So Sammanbona means we have to just take shelter of Krishna. He gives abhaya, he gives fearlessness. Okay. Raksha, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shloka 7. Vikramo bhuvasvascha kshemasya saranasya cha sarvakama varasyapi hareshcharana aspadam. Translation. Thus the forward step of the Lord are the shelter for the upper, lower and heavenly planets, as well as for all that we need. His lotus feet serves as protection from all kinds of fear. Purport by Srila Prabhupada की जय हो. For absolute protection from all sort of fear as well as for all our needs of life, we must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, not only in this planet but also in all the upper, lower and heavenly planets. This absolute dependence on the lotus feet of the Lord is called pure devotional service, and it is directly hinted at within this passage. No one should have any kind of doubt in this matter, nor should one be inclined to seek the help of any other demigods, because all of them are dependent on him only. Everyone except the Lord himself is dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Even the all-pervading Supersoul is also dependent on the supreme aspect of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So Lord's step is always auspicious. That is why you go to Vrindavan. Why? Because Lord has kept steps there. Lord's step is found in Vrindavan. That is why devotees generally, they don't wear chappals around. But without wearing chappal, if your legs are cracked, then it's a little bit practical. But we should understand, Lord walked barefoot in Vrindavan. When the devotees, they go deeper, then what they do, they study all the symbols which are there, the lotus feet of Radharani and Krishna. But here symbols and all have not been spoken. Here the universal form, Krishna steps, all the 14 planetary systems, everything is there. And everybody takes shelter of Krishna. That means 14 planetary systems are there at the lotus feet of Krishna. Now devotees go deeper. What is there in the lotus feet? Okay, symbols are there at the lotus feet. Then worshipping the symbols. We'll stop here. Any doubts?
Mataji, here we can connect the shloka Upanishad ka Isha Vasya idam sarvam.
Yatkincha jagatyam jagam.
Yeah. Yes.
Everything belongs to Krishna. Tena tektena bhunjita mahagruda kasya siddhana. Don't see other things. Everything has been given. Everybody has got a share. We have to just be happy with our share, what we have got. And whatever share is opulence of Krishna. Samarthya. Okay, any other doubt?
Mataji, after doing Bhakti Shastri, after reading Bhagavatam, when there is a 100% firm conviction that we are of Krishna, by Krishna, for Krishna, and after hearing about Haridas Thakur, that Harinam is the only way of liberation or for achieving the Lord. So how does this all help with these complicated about Virat Roop, universal form of the Lord? So nitty-gritties means somewhere we say that this is imaginary form of the Lord. And we have to love
this helps to refute the people who only speak about the imaginary form. So this is Bhakti Vaibhav makes the preacher very strong. If they say universal form is everything or universe is everything, immediately you should speak. What are the hairs? What are the trees representing? You know that? For him, universe is God, na? Okay, then immediately start speaking in his only language and connect it to Krishna. Because he cannot understand. He cannot understand the sweetness of Krishna. He cannot understand the holy name of Krishna, the power of the holy name of Krishna. For him, Prakriti is everything. Okay, Prakriti is everything. How the mode of ignorance has come, how the mode of Satoguna, from Satoguna, what all has emanated. So last verses were there. So this helps a person to progress or to refute those who only speak imaginary form. To become a nice, bold preachers, this all knowledge is important. Vidyam cha yastad vedobhyam saha vidyamritim tirtva vidyamritam ashrita.
So that means, Mataji, we are learning this to convince others?
To convince ourselves also, others also.
But we are 100% convinced, Mataji. No.
Convinced in the sense, in everything, Krishna is there.
Okay.
Only that much. Isha Vasi Midam Sarvam. One line. We are convinced. Everything belongs to Krishna. To convince others, the person is not able to see the form of Krishna. He's not able to accept the form of Krishna, but he is able to see, he is able to see the things around, then connect it. That is why Purush Sukta is there.
Mataji, devotee can release more.
हाँ, power of Krishna है ना, और अच्छा रिलीज कर सकते हैं, सब power of Krishna है.
यस माताजी, बहुत अच्छा लगता है, ये सब सुन के भी बहुत अच्छा लगता है मुझे. हमारे कृष्णा कितने ग्रेट है.
Okay, then stop here.
Thank you, Mataji.
पतितानम पावनी वैष्णववृंद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय.